Hello, welcome back to another weekly manga log. This time I read 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 manga. A little bit more this time because I'm recording this a little later. So I read a slight bit more. I mean, that makes sense, right? So let's start into it in, again, no particular order. I read 2 volumes of How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift. This finishes everything that I have for these series. Again, I thought this one wasn't as funny, but the facial expressions, of course, are amazing. In this one, they find out that one of their girls' dreams is, this is great too, is to join a pop star or an idol fan, become idols. It's her dream right here, the Russian girl. And so they go into a pop star idol contest. But the director says he loves it, so they don't win because they're not going to be pop stars. So that was pretty funny. They also learn a new workout called Skull Crushers, leading to Hibiki to actually crush her skull. I thought that was also humorous. Another thing that happened that I thought was really funny was they went to a Christmas party, and at the Christmas party they explained the difference between the macho mob, or the background characters. And so one of the characters said that it starts off as just being bald. Here we go, right here. Oh no, that's not it. Anyways, they start off as being bald, just kind of no-face guys, then they get like facial features and hair, and lastly they get like a name, and they regularly appear. There's the pyramid right there. I thought that was hilarious. And of course the guy who explains it, his name is Jason Statham. And right there, Jason Statham. And he was my favorite new character introduced this whole series so far. There is a guy that's like a knockoff of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I want to see if I can find his debut. Maybe I can't find it, but that's okay. He is hilarious as well. It turns out to be that he was Machio's trainer when he started. That's a picture of him right there with the sunglasses. And I don't know, but he's got some plans for Machio. He came to America to see him, but he tried to leave and he couldn't leave because, well, as he was leaving, of course, he ripped his clothes off to flex with Machio. Just like that, see? You qualify, and then he flexes and rips his clothes off. But you can't go on the airplane with no clothes, it's the law. So he was out of luck there. I thought that was hilarious. But this one's going to be pretty big spoilers. And again, if you guys didn't kind of figure this, I'm going to talk a little bit in depth about each series that I read. So there will be spoilers in these episodes and these kind of segments, these series. But the end of Volume 4, they're training for the punching contest. And who comes out of the punching bag but Jason Statham? I was dying laughing at this scene because I would see this and I'm like, what the heck is happening, And rip, and there he is. And I'm like, what? And if you guys didn't know, Jason Statham is a parody of Jason Statham. He's known for Crank, The Expendables. He's a well-known B action star. He's actually even in the Fast and Furious movies these days too. Next, I read Toriko 31. If you guys didn't know, I've actually been reading Toriko for a while. Toriko, I was collecting it before I stopped collecting manga or paused it. But I am going really slow in Toriko. I don't really know why. I really like this series. It's pretty much about Toriko, who's a food hunter who tries to get ingredients for foods, and he's partnered with his chef friend Komatsu, and Komatsu prepares the foods that Toriko gets so Toriko can eat the foods and then get stronger. Komatsu's goal is obviously to be the best chef, and Toriko's goal is to be the #1 hunter and provide tons of food for everybody so that no one goes hungry. This is the octopus, and the octopus helps travel them across the ocean in the gourmet world. So I'm pretty far in this series. I think there's around 40-something, 46, 44 volumes. And so I'm nearing the end of it, luckily. This I thought was a very cool look into the world of the gourmet, and they meet a new character named Mappy, who's a frog with a mustache, and he helps them kind of find their way. He's pretty funny because he gets all depressed when they find out that they're going into a maze, and he says that no one's ever gotten out of the maze, but Komatsu, if you guys didn't know this, is a very lucky guy. He's chosen by the food people say. And they're doing a really good job of hyping up the I think it's the 8 beasts, who are the kings of the gourmet world. And so I can't wait to kind of see them fight. It was also cool to see them go to Brunch's world, which is essentially like a yokai world. They even have a parody of Neurohan, however you say that, from Neuro and the Yokai clan. Let's see if I can find him. I thought I just saw him a second ago. Of course not. You know, whenever you want to show people stuff is when you can't find it. But that's okay. I don't really get the reference other than the name. It just looked like this old dude, and so I was kind of confused. It's like, yeah, I get that. You know, the first one is like a little bit older, but I don't know. It was just a cool kind of a cameo in my opinion. But yeah, it was a pretty good read. Definitely recommend Toriko to anybody who's got an interest in battle manga or even cooking manga, really. I wouldn't say the cooking's as good as probably Food Wars was, but you know, the art and the creativity with these monsters is just really cool, in my opinion. So I definitely recommend a read of this if you've never heard of it. But there's Mappy right there. He's drinking tea on top of a wave. The wave is also thorns. It's just crazy. But yeah, so definitely give it a read if you've never read it before or never heard of it. And if you have, tell me why you didn't like it, I guess. I also read the Quintessential Quintuplets. I read 2 this time. I actually thought I was only going to read 1, but I actually read the 2 of them. They're getting a lot better, you know. 2 I thought was okay. They go through the firework festival. Ichika is there, and then they also have, you know, to argue, because Ichika is the one that will always argue. Or sorry, not Ichika. Itsuki's the one that always has to argue with him. But he meets up with Ichika, gets a little closer to Ichika, finds out about like her story. Miku is like in love with him still. So that's Miku right there. But yeah, you know, I liked it. It shows a little bit about their backstory. I didn't think anything was too crazy or too funny in this one. It was more of just like they go to the fire festival because they used to go, or firework festival. They used to go there with their mom. And yeah. Next was the number 3. Number 3 I thought was pretty good. It was the midterms. And so they have to study really hard. He tries to get in disguised as her. And for some reason it doesn't work with him, you know? So here, let me go back to my cheat sheet. So Yotsuba is the one with the little ribbon, right? That looks like rabbit ears. Yet, bizarrely enough, her favorite animal is not a rabbit. I don't know why that is, but that is the case. Anyways, so they're all running late except for Yotsuba, who made it there in time, okay, for the finals. So, you know, the main character has a good plan. They're all quintuplets, so let's have them go in all disguised as the same character, called Operation Doppelganger. So you see they go in one by one, dressed up as her, as Yotsuba. See, they're all getting in. And then he dresses up as Yotsuba. And obviously that doesn't work. I thought that was hilarious. They take the test. And of course, you know, they don't do that well, but they do better. So that's good. The next thing that I thought was pretty funny was actually this scene right here. So it turns out that they're going to go to a camping trip for the next series in Volume 4. And so that's the main character right there, and I was dying laughing when I got to that scene because he's dressed up as a killer clown so he can try to scare people for the camping trip. I guess it's a role that somebody has to play, and then he got picked to be that role. So I thought that was pretty funny. Next was Hunter x Hunter, Volume 35. There's only 1 volume left. I'm going to try to read it slowly. Hopefully I don't make it through it next week, but I probably will. Hunter x Hunter is pretty good. It's like really ramping up. You know, the thing is that's happening is that every bodyguard is an idiot, except for, of course, Kurapika. I don't understand why they think that nobody else has Nen, but Kurapika just negates the whole thing. And it teaches everybody Nen. That one bodyguard, I forget his name though, with the weird haircut. Let's see, is he on here? I don't really see him on here. but he's like a main character. And his name is pretty, I think that was him. It's pretty Russian. Nope, that's not him. And he is pretty good. This guy right here. It's Baba Manya. I don't, you can see why I forgot his name. This was an interesting plot with the queen taking over the cockroach and Kurapika passing out and wasting like, you know, a lot of time of his life and all the fatigue he had. It was really cool. And it's interesting to see all these different Nenbi's powers and everything like that kind of popping up. So I am liking this arc a lot more than I was previously with the election arc. I really couldn't stand that. This one's a lot cooler. And it'll be interesting to see how Kurapika teaches everybody Nen because, well, you know, the queen, or, sorry, I think I kept calling her, no, she's one of the queens, yeah. The queen obviously has her Nen awoken because of Kurapika's Nen powers, but it'll be interesting to see how everyone else does it. So that'll be really cool to see how this develops. I'm annoyed that, of course, this arc isn't finished yet, at least in America, and I'm also annoyed that Volume 0 is not out in English. I mean, it's out in Japanese. I think it's been out for a while, but like, if there's a drought, then why not just release it? Volume 0 pretty much just features on Kurapika's origin, so now would be a good time to give us something while we wait for something else to progress this story, but whatever. This next one, I read the 6 volumes, technically, of Kuroko no Basketball, which is 3 of the omnibuses. So we got through the game against Toho, so it was Almane versus Kagami. This was an awesome game. I really liked it. I actually watched this in the anime, and I liked it there too. You know, everybody's got a few new moves, like the barrier pass, the ignite pass Kai, which was really cool. And you know, Kagami gets access into the zone, which is initially it was like Super Saiyan, but now I guess it's more like Ultra Instinct. So that was pretty cool. There's a picture of Kagami kind of being in the zone. At least that's how it's depicted in the anime. In the manga, you really can only tell because they have like these weird like lightning eyes. One of the volume next times has him with the weird lightning kind of coming out of the eyes. Let's see, right here. So you can see how he's got that smoke / lightning stuff coming out of his eyes. That means you're in the zone. And so it was a really good read. This match was awesome. I really like to see all the new moves they came up with. See how Amane kind of got to train Kuroko after the game too. I thought that was awesome. And then again, we had another new game. It was Seirin versus Yozen, which of course has another one of the Miracle Generations, and also Kagami's brother, or you know, friend who he calls his brother. And it was interesting to see how Kagami gets in trouble because he's trying to rely on the newfound powers of the zone, and he can't get into it. And one of the requirements for the zone is that you just play basketball and really like it. But Kagami's so fixated on getting into the zone that he actually can't activate the zone. So he's playing like crap, and eventually he realizes that, and he will start to play better. This resolution's still not here, so I'm probably going to read this next volume as soon as I'm done recording today. I can't wait to see this resolution. I actually didn't get this far in the anime. I stopped right at the training arc, so I watched them train, and then I didn't actually get to see what they did. The Phantom Shot and the Mirage Shot were both really cool. It's nice to have these moves kind of pop up, so that way I can really find cool highlight moments to remember the games by. When it's just like, oh, I remember that awesome shot that they did at the last second, and the buzzer went brrr, and then it counted, and I was like, wow, and then it's like, yeah, man, what game was that? So it's cool to have that, like, the moves show up, you know, so that way you can kind of identify things with certain characters, and be like, remember that time, like, Kuroko made that phantom shot, and it totally missed. That was crazy. And I really like, I don't like this guy who's like 6'8". He's like ridiculous. And the fact that he's just like a beast on offense and defense is wild. But it blew my mind how he broke the basket because he's just so freaking tall and heavy. I was like, holy shit, when I saw that. You know, that was a really cool moment. I doubt I can find it because these books are so big. It's not like how heavy your dumbbells were. I can just like and find the page I want. You know, but I did really like it a lot. So hopefully this one, you know, I fly through. I'm going to aim to get another 3 in for next week, but I doubt I'll get 3. I'll get definitely at least 2, though. I'm positive of that. So if you guys want to follow along, you definitely can. I am going to keep reading Quintessential Quintuplets. I'm going to keep reading Hunter x Hunter, though no guarantee I will finish Hunter x Hunter up because I am kind of delaying it on purpose. I am definitely going to keep reading another volume of Toriko, and I'm all done with how heavy are the dumbbells that you lift, sadly. But as soon as I get 5, I'm going to read 5 immediately. So in any case, if you want to read along, well, you know, here's what I'm going to be reading. So give that a shot. I'll probably read in a few random ones. I was thinking about reading Gantz G, or Machi Maho, or even Blue Exorcist is another one that I'm taking a really long time to read through. I don't know why. I'm just being that way for no reason. In any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for another weekly manga log update. Bye.